the magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The secret kindergarten radio show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The magic secret kindergarten on the Revolution radio station.
Welcome back to the Secret Kindergarten. I'm your host, Gino. And right now, I'm going to read you a story from my favorite book, Vintage Grimm, The Complete Fairy Tales. This is a Brothers Grimm story. Uh-oh. This is a sad story. Or is it? This story's called The Children of Famine. All right, The Children of Famine. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a woman with 2 daughters, and they had become so poor that they no longer had even a piece of bread to put in their mouths. Their hunger became so great that their mother became unhinged and desperate. Indeed, she said to her children, "I've got to kill you so I can have something to eat." "Oh, dear mother," said one daughter, "spare me and I'll go out and see if I can get something without begging." She went out and came back, carrying a little piece of bread, which they shared with one another. But it was not enough to still their hunger. Therefore, the mother spoke to the other daughter, "Now it's your turn to die." "Oh, dear mother," she answered, "spare me, and I'll go and get something to eat from somewhere else, without anyone noticing me." She went away and came back carrying 2 little pieces of bread. They shared it with one another, but it was not enough to still their hunger. Therefore, when a few hours had gone by, their mother said to them once more, "You've got to die or else we'll waste away." To which they responded, "Dear mother, we'll lie down and sleep. We won't get up again until the judgment day arrives." So they lay down and fell into a deep sleep, and no one could wake them from it. Meanwhile, their mother departed, and nobody knows where she went. I've got a poem I want to read you. It's called If I Were a Magician. If I were a magician, I'd turn our local park into the plains of Africa, where lions roar after dark. And, standing on the bandstand roof, I'd wave my magic wand as herds of zebras queued to drink beside the boating pond. And you know what time it is. It's nature time, nature time, nature time, nature time, nature time. Okay, it's nature time. And guess what? We are talking about zebra. That's right. Zebras. Zebras are widespread across vast areas of southern and eastern Africa, where they live in their preferred habitat of treeless grasslands and savanna woodlands. However, their habitat is shrinking, and they're already extinct in two of the countries to which they are native. And they are native to Lesotho and Burundi. Zebras are like cousins to horses, but they're not exactly the same. They belong to the same family called Equidae, and they can even have babies together. Did you know that? The babies, called zebroids, have different names depending on which parent is which. When a daddy zebra and a mummy horse have a baby, it's called a zorse. This is a true story. And when a mummy zebra and a daddy horse have a baby, it's called a hebra or a hebra. Zebras can also have babies with donkeys, and these babies are called zedonks. Seriously. Zebras also have very different temperaments to horses. They are far more aggressive and a lot more dangerous. I think they have to be. Zebras have been known to kick each other to death. Oh my goodness. They will viciously bite any human that comes too close. And there are even many accounts of zebras killing lions. Zebras have been trained to pull carriages successfully in the past. Lord Rothschild used to drive his zebra-drawn carriage through London. But obviously it's not something we think is acceptable here at the Secret Kindergarten. Zebras are very speedy animals and can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, which is about 40 miles an hour when galloping across the plains. This is just fast enough to outpace predators such as lions. Foals can run with the herd within a few hours of birth. That's always amazing to me. A zebra's striped coat helps it stay cool in the hot African sun by dispersing most of the heat. Oh, the way air moves over the black and white stripes creates its own cooling breeze. Those stripes also help zebras hide in tall grass and confuse predators. Lions, for example, can't see colors like we do, so a bunch of zebras running around with stripes can be really puzzling to them. And guess what? Those stripes might also keep annoying bugs away. Scientists think that the black and white pattern messes with the vision of flies, making them less likely to bother zebras. Well, there you go. I always wondered about the stripes. So let's recap what these stripes are for. The striped coat Excuse me, I just did a big sneeze. The striped coat helps create a cooling effect. It affects the way the air moves over the body of the zebra. And lions can't see colours in the way that we do. So the stripes on a zebra are puzzling to lions. Ooh. And the stripes keep bugs away. Because, I always thought that was really unfortunate for zebras. I thought they were just sticking out like a sore thumb around Africa and just getting eaten by everything because they're just so obvious. But no, it's the opposite. Are you ready to hear the sound of a zebra? I found a zebra sound. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that was it. Let's hear it again. Sounds a bit like a donkey. Maybe it was a zedonk. Ha ha! The simplest things we do are according to law. We breathe in and we breathe out. That is the only way we can breathe. That is law. We walk according to law on the ground instead of in the air. Our bodies are made of earth stuff, and so they are attracted to the earth. So the bodies pull towards the earth, and we pull them back at the surface, where we keep our balance, where we keep our equilibrium. And that is the way the earth stays in space. The sun is very far away from the earth, but the sun attracts it just so far. And that's why it stays at that distance, balanced, in equilibrium. And we can see that by studying a pair of magnets. Each magnet has two opposite poles, positive and negative. And if we put each positive against each negative, the two magnets cling together. If we put each positive opposite each positive, the magnets push away or are repelled. The sun is a great magnet, and the earth is a lesser magnet. So when the earth gets a certain distance from the sun, it becomes magnetized like the sun and therefore pulls away. All the planets of our solar system have their motions regulated by the more powerful attraction of the sun. But it is the law in each body which acts with that in the other bodies. We, observing the action, always the same, say, that is law. Just so, the tides of the ocean come in and go out again. The ocean is attracted by the moon, and then the earth pulls it back again. But always the tide comes in for 6 hours and goes out for 6 hours. That is law. Never by any chance does the tide come in for 3 hours and go out for 9, or come in for 8 and go out for 4. It never does that. And that's what makes it law. It is law that holds the earth and sun and stars, trees, bodies of all kinds in their very shape. Do you remember that the stone that seems so hard is made up of tiny atoms whirling around a central point. Remember we talked about that quite a few episodes ago. Life, the self, is a central point of all forms and beings. Once law should disappear from all these things, our universe would be gone. There is a great lesson for us in a pair of scales. In order to get the correct weight of some object, we have to put an equal weight on the other side, so we get the scales in balance or equilibrium. This kind of balancing is going on all the time in this universe. And this is law. And this keeps order. Oh, we're reaching the end of the show. But I've got a little activity which we've done before, and we're going to do it again. We're just going to go through a story. And this story is called Not a Box. Okay, so I recommend to all you mummy and daddies out there to get this book called Not a Box. And this is for all you kids out there sitting in cardboard boxes. Okay, let's start. Why are you sitting in a box? And I'll tell you, there's a picture of a bunny sitting in a box. But who's asking him that question, do you think? And guess what the bunny has to say? Here's what he has to have to say. It's not a box. If it's not a box, what do you think it is out there? How do you think the bunny feels when he's being asked why he's sitting in a box? Right, let's go to the next page. What are you doing on top of that box? It's not a box. Hey, how do you think the rabbit's feeling now? Why are you squirting a box? What do you think squirting a box is? Well, I'll tell you, there's a picture of him with a hose squirting water on the box. And guess what he has to say? I said, it's not a box. How do you think he feels now? Now you're wearing a box? This is not a box. Are you still standing around in that box? It's not a box. How do you think the bunny feels right now? Well, what is it then? It's my not a box. And we have reached the end of the show. Do you have a box? Have some fun with the box. Go for a walk, find an alder tree. Get out there and have some fun. And we'll see you at the next one.